the bombers, as we continue with our World War II tribute and then moving on to Vietnam. The Vultee taxiing by now, sometimes referred to as the vibrator, as more of our radial or round engine trainers taxi by. Followed by the more modern trainers again, the T-34. And as the next wave makes its way down, I want to remind you that after enjoying our adventures today, we encourage you to join the modern-day Barnstormers in Webster's 100-plus restaurants and entertainment venues. Great supporter of Wings Over Houston. Get some rest in one of the 17 hotels located in Webster and come back a second day. Tomorrow morning, explore the next step in aviation history, space travel. Space Center Houston. You'll learn out-of-this-world adventures, the men and women who made it possible. Destination. As the bombers and fighters roll now, the B-25 Sergeant the Texans, SNJs, and Harvard Airs, the mighty B-17 roll. What else they have at the AARP block party here in the display area at Wings Over Houston. And the very rare B-63 King Cobra. Low and fast and in pursuit, the Messerschmitt 262. Jet can still be seen in contemporary aircraft. The Me-262 was the most important secret weapon of the Luftwaffe in the efforts of air combat superiority. Though often viewed as a last-ditch superweapon, the Me-262 was already being developed before World War II. Bombers forming up and then fighters forming up as well. As Ralph Royce again are here. Low and fast and in pursuit. The Messerschmitt 262. The B-25 of the jet era, military jet era, takes off. The Messerschmitt 262. And the Thunderbolt jumps into the dogfight. Representing the Navy, of course. High above the King Cobra. And the A-26 to the left. B-17, the P-47. Flying Fortress, Thunderbolt. The Mustang, the little friend, high overhead. The Douglas. Enter service. The first test flights began in 1941. Its maximum speed is 540 miles an hour. The 262 was a menace to the bombers you see flying in front of you. The first fighter bomber unit equipped with the 262s back in 1944 delivered large-scale attacks on one after the other formations. 1945-47. 262s intercepted a force of 1,221 bombers, 632 escorting fighters. They managed to shoot down 12 bombers and 1 fighter for the loss of only 3 262s. Despite its setbacks, the Me-262 was certainly the beginning of the end for the conventional propeller-driven combat aircraft. launching of the Merlin. Under license from Packard, of course, the Merlin Royce engine. In a fighter designed first for the RAF, and then became the iconic American classic fighter. One Mustang. And the King Cobra. B-17. B-25. Thunderbolt overhead. P-51. The engine actually behind the Cobra, the Dauntless A-26. B-25 Mitchell, of course, famous for being the first to hit back at Japan in the Doolittle raids. Dick Cole with us here this weekend. Heroes of Legend 10. Living life as a firefighting aircraft. The P-47 that we'll see in the Heritage flight with its namesake, the modern Thunderbolt II Warthog, a little bit later. Each of these fighters capable of over 400 miles per hour. King Cobra. And now taking off the first single-engine jet fighter in a dive. Better than 5 Great Britain, de Havilland Vampire jet. And we start to recover our arsenal of democracy flight. The Mitchell, the B-25, back on the ground now. The Dauntless dive bomber now as B-47 recovered on the left, along with our Mustang and King Cobra. And shortly, our Heritage flight, but still high and ready, ladies and gentlemen, the Vampire and the Messerschmitt 262. Of the jet fighter age, of course, with the Messerschmitt 262 and the first single-engine jet fighter, de Havilland's Vampire. And the B-25 Mitchell. Again, our commemorative Air Force pilots are all volunteers. Please give them a wave for a great job helping us remember the past. The Vampire and the Messerschmitt 262 return in formation. Developed aircraft began in the Second World War, 1943, on the Vampire, an aircraft suitable as a frontline fighter until 1953. About 3,300 Vampires were manufactured. Had the function of introducing You listen to that rather quiet jet engine, and it's still impressive flyer, tells us. And very fast. As the 262 is down on the ground, Jerry setting up now from the right in the de Havilland Vampire. The first jet aircraft to operate from an aircraft carrier. It did that on the HMS Ocean back in 1945. The first jet aircraft to fly the Atlantic. The colors and paint scheme of the Royal Canadian Air Force. One of 3 that Jerry owns and flies. He is a 4th under construction. Climbing above us once again, jumpers from the Remax team, but they'll be taking part in a very special tribute to the veterans of the Vietnam War. Heads up about youngsters and their ears. The early jet technology was rather loud when taxiing towards you with a high-pitched whistle that could be damaging to your hearing, so you might want to cover up the kids' ears or plug your own ears. As it taxis by, you'll hear very shortly what I mean. Very unique sound of the Vampire.